He was born in an obscure village, a child of a poor peasant woman. Then he grew up in yet another obscure village where he worked as a carpenter until he was 30 years old. Then for 3 years he just got on his feet, and he was an itinerant preacher. And he went about doing some things. He didn't have much. He never wrote a book. He never held an office. He never had a family. He never owned a house. He never went to college. He never visited a big city. He never went 200 miles from where he was born. He did none of the usual things that the world would associate with greatness. He had no credentials but himself. He was only 33 when the tide of public opinion turned against him. They called him a rebel rouser. They called him a troublemaker. They said that he was an agitator. He practiced civil disobedience. He broke injunctions. And so he was turned over to his enemies and went through the mockery of a trial. And the irony of it all is that it was his friends who turned him over to him. One of his closest friends denied him. Another of his friends turned him over to his enemies. And while he was dying, the people who killed him gambled for his clothing, the only possession that he had in the world. When he was dead, he was buried in a borrowed tomb through the pity of a friend. 20 centuries have come and gone. Today he stands as the most influential figure that ever entered human history. All the armies that ever marched, all the navies that ever sailed, all the parliaments that ever sat, all the kings that ever reigned put together has not affected the life of man on this earth as much as that one solitary life. His name is Jesus. And this morning, in remembrance of that life, we find the Lord Jesus on the night in which he was betrayed. And he took the bread, and when he had given thanks, he broke it. And he said, "This is my body, which is for you. Do this in remembrance of me. Take and eat." In the same way, he took the cup, gave thanks, saying, "This is my blood of the new covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins. Drink in remembrance of me." And when they had sung a hymn, they went out to the Mount of Olives. God bless you.